After I gave birth, I faced some problems.
There was always something I wasn't happy with in my body.
How to deal with it, how to love yourself.
Botox, fake lips, fake boobs, it's all good. Everybody looks so perfect.
Most women after pregnancy, their belly looks like they even didn't give birth.
They can have beautiful six-pack and be miserable within themselves. Every time when you feel bad thoughts, think bad thoughts about your body, your cells get that signal.
Do you think that by thoughts only we can actually make the body better?
You can either see it from poor me state or wow, this is a gift.
If it didn't happen to my belly, I wouldn't start the YouTube channel.
So one exercise that you could do for yourself and for everyone who is struggling with fully accepting their bodies and falling in love with their bodies.
Hi everyone, this is me, Lily Boiko, and
Mira Uniat.
And our podcast, Eternally Fantastic Christmas Edition. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the topics that I'm interested personally. I wanted to ask you about this for some time, but we didn't have time before, so we'll talk about this on the podcast. About self-love, self-acceptance, I mean your body and your appearance. And first I want to share my story, to have a particular subject to talk to. I know that I'm quite pretty, beautiful.
Quite? I think you're very pretty.
Thank you. I'm...
See, like, what's your language? How you talk? Like, not quite.
Right.
Very pretty you are.
Okay, I'm beautiful.
Yes.
Eternally fantastic. And but as all girls, I have some stuff which I'm concerned about in my appearance. And this is not just what I imagined, as I think most girls think to, like, even when they have perfect body, someone still wants to improve something in their appearance. And when I was a teenager, I was worried that I have like a big nose or something with my legs, but then those periods passed, and now I accept everything, and I find myself looking attractive. But after I gave birth, I faced some problems which can be solved only with a surgery. And those problems are actually how I started my first YouTube channel. After giving birth, I had very big belly when I was pregnant, and I have a lot of stretches, but besides them, my muscles, it's called diastasis rectus abdominis, when these muscles that should hold the кишечник,
stomach,
like,
and the guts.
Yeah, everything that's here inside. They moved apart when my belly was growing during pregnancy, and they had to come back, to shut down after giving birth, but they didn't. And usually that happens when a woman has twins or after like third pregnancy. But with me, because I'm tiny and my belly was large, it happened after the first pregnancy. And now, as those muscles don't hold the belly, my belly is like straight and looks nice in the morning before I had breakfast. But just after I eat something, it grows and it looks like I'm on 4th or 5th month of pregnancy.
Don't exaggerate.
Well, I even don't actually wear clothes that I'll tell you,
Tight?
that are tight in this zone, because I'm concerned about how it looks, because again, I'm quite thin and small, tiny, and this stomach makes me like I can't accept it, and it can be solved surgically if I like they just tie it stitch, yeah. But in this case, if I get pregnant again, though there would be no space to grow for the belly, and I'm afraid to make such a commitment that I won't have children anymore. Most likely I don't want to, but what if it happens? So I don't do this surgery. And so this is like, I feel that this is not just my imagination, as for example with the nose or with the legs. It's like a real problem, an objective one. And this is what I can't accept fully, though here in the US, when I moved a year ago from Ukraine, people are less judgmental and dress as they want. And once I went to a nightclub and saw this lady, which was like, who was quite obese, though she was wearing a very tight leopard dress, like mini dress, and she was feeling so free on the dance floor, and she was dancing with such an attractive man, really with the muscles and everything, and it looks like they are a couple. And I was so inspired by her that next day I went and bought the first dress, which is really tight. But when I want to put it on, it's usually evening, because when I go out in the evening, right? And I still can't fully accept this belly, which is in the evening quite big. So how to deal with it, how to love yourself both in the morning, myself, and in the evening with this belly, without a surgery, as I'm not, for now, I'm not ready to do it.
Well, first and foremost, my wish and my blessing for every human being to arrive at that state where they fully fall in love with their bodies. It's a beautiful state. And this is actually the starting point of being able to love anyone. Like, it starts from your body, a temple where it's a divine temple where you reside. And a lot of what you said, it's actually coming from your perception of your body. And it might be a very limited perception, which is based on this mainstream media imposition or imagination of what beauty is like. You just unconsciously accepted the standards of beauty that are the mainstream standards in media these days, right? Everybody looks so perfect there, and that creates a perception of perfection which you want to impose on yourself, forgetting that we're all unique, beautiful human beings with our own unique capabilities of the body and unique characteristics of the body as well. Do you want to be a copy of someone and have six-pack what they show in everywhere? Or you're able to see the beauty of the fact that maybe right now it's not there? And why do you even need it? Like, it's all coming from your mental space. right? Because for me, the true beauty, like true beauty, is health of your body. Health of your body is the true beauty. That's why, like, for myself, without any judgment, I think it's okay for women to follow what they want in life and follow what beauty is like for them and do things with their body, like whatever limit they come to. Whether it's Botox, fake lips, fake boobs, it's all good. It's all good. Why, for example, with me it doesn't resonate, why at this moment I would not want to do that with my body, is that the standard of beauty for me is health. And health is all encompassing. Health in a way where all the cells in my body are vibrant and shining and full of energy, and health of my mind, the way I'm perceiving my body. And then I can combine it all and it becomes holistic, right? And health comes from the word whole, okay? So if it's not healthy for my body, I wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, Botox is not proven to bring the benefit to my body. Yes, they say it's not harmful, it's okay. That's fine. But it's not something that helps my body to be healthier. Like, I know that exercising and taking care of my, physical vessel that way, it's healthy, it's good for my body. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy doing that because for me, the beauty is in health. The beauty is not in my imagination of the image that I need to fit in. And I also know that my body is going through natural cycles as well. For women, whether it's a period or hormonal changes, pregnancy. Like, when you know that these are all the natural processes in nature and you're not able to see the beauty of those natural processes, and your mind is preoccupied with a streamlined stereotype of what beauty is, and they don't coincide, it's basically your mind becomes against the nature. Are you following me?
Yes, and I tried to persuade myself that it's not that this is how my belly looks like after pregnancy, and I'm grateful that I have my son, and it's like a natural process, though most women after pregnancy, their belly looks like they even didn't give birth, and mine looks like I did give birth, and I had a lot of complications in my body, I mean, after giving birth. And I still can't fully accept that this is how it will look like always. I think when maybe in, 10 years, when I'm sure that I don't want to have children anymore, then most likely I would do that surgery just to
do you think it's going to add more health to your system, to your body?
I don't, because each surgery is a risk, right? But I want to be beautiful everywhere and not to wear only high waist pants or swimsuits at the beach, so that my belly won't be visible. And so, yeah, tell me more about how to.
Well, I just wanted,
love.
For sure, I wanted to bring up a fact that a lot of women with flat stomach, with six-pack, who've given birth, and you probably see them as, wow, she looks amazing.
Even after 3 children sometimes.
And they look at you and they say, wow, she's so brilliant. Look at her, doing all these beautiful things in life and, so smart and educated and successful. So it's all, and it's all coming down to the state of being, actually. So it's, the state of being can be actually the same. Might be looking at you and it's like, oh, I want to be her. You're looking at them, it's like, oh, I wish I had that stomach. Oh, I wish I had those abs, right? But fundamentally, you're just mirroring each other because it's all your perception. Based on your perception of your body, who you are right now, your perception of what beauty is, until you change that perception, even surgery will not help you. Until you learn to see the beauty in the way things are. Like, I guarantee the surgery will not help you. It's mental. It's completely mental construct within yourself that's hurting you. And I had that in my experience. I had that with my legs. Because I was, for some reason, the environment I grew up in, and you know how it is in Ukraine, and the perception that used to be, all these models, they are very skinny, right? And I've never been fat. Like, I always had muscles. Like, I always been fit. And that's the reason, like, actually, now I know that I chose this physical vessel to manifest health and strength on all levels. Because muscles mean strength, right? Mm-hmm. So even my body is following that frequency of strength that I have within myself right now. When I didn't know that, I looked at everyone around me with skinny legs, and I wanted skinny legs. Because that was the mainstream concept of beauty. So my perception of me was shaped by the environment I was in. And that's when we are not the creators of our reality. That's when we become sheep that follow the mainstream concepts without creating something beautiful on our own. And I was never happy with my legs.
I'm so impressed to hear that, because I find you one of the most fit people that I know, like with a perfect body. And your photos in swimsuits from the beach are like perfect. And I'm surprised that you also had some issues with...
I had, not anymore. I love this beautiful physical vessel. It's so perfect. Like, I wouldn't change a thing in my body. And that's why I know it's a journey, Lila. It's a journey to get there. And there were a lot of circumstances and experiences that I went through to get to full acceptance of my body and falling in love with it. Starting from my injury, where I almost lost my leg and I couldn't walk. And the way my body handles that, wow, I get goosebumps when I remember that experience. The strength I went through that with, and the way my cells were healing in the body, and I felt that process. And it happened on my eyes, when I saw my leg hanging, and then it healed, and I could do all these tricks with yoga right now. I wouldn't change a thing in my body. It's miraculous. And life will present us people and circumstances to reveal where we're not free. And right now, the area where you are not free is actually in not fully accepting and loving the way your body is right now. And I would never tell you you need to change your perception tomorrow or right now, because in my case, it was a journey. It was a journey to fall in love with your body. And my question, I guess, would be, do you want to change your perception because of the circumstances that happened with me, right? I almost invited that injury and that skiing accident to happen so that I fall in love with my body. So that I have this feeling of loving my body, because I never had it before. There was always something I wasn't happy with in my body. That's why I worked out in the gym every day, 2-3 hours. And if I didn't go to the gym, I felt such feeling of guilt and shame. Because I felt okay, I'm going to gain weight. And I won't have the same definition of muscles. And then when the injury happened, and I could not even walk. I'm not talking about working out 2-3 hours. And my mind tried to bring me into this rabbit hole. What if you will never be able to do squats again? What if you become overweight? What if, because you're not working out at all now, you're just actually sitting and laying in bed, what if you're gonna gain weight in all these times that your knee is healing? And then that was the beginning, actually, when I started doing this work. So circumstances made me do that. So my question to you would be, you don't want to invite anything like that into your life, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's why meditation is important. So anytime when a negative thought comes to you about your body, you just ask yourself, is it loving to myself to have this thought?
No.
It's not loving. So then you ask yourself, where is it coming from? It's coming from your concept of beauty. Where is that coming from? From external environment. Like, I want you to change the concept of beauty and shift it more towards health, which is being whole, holistic approach, accepting the way you are right now without resisting, because your cells feel that frequency. Every time when you feel bad thoughts, think bad thoughts about your body, your cells get that signal. They even vibrate in a different frequency. So meditation becomes very helpful when every time when you have those thoughts, you train your body to be in a different state of being. Instead of being in a state of being of resisting, you want to change it. That's right now, the wiring right now is that you want to change the way you are right now. So this is resistance. So little by little, every time when you have a thought of not accepting your body and not seeing beauty in it, you train yourself to feel something different so that it starts a different wiring process where now you're no longer judging your body or ashamed of your tummy, right? You actually start feeling something different and you start bringing awareness. Okay, contemplate. My thoughts like that is coming from an external environment and the concept of beauty that I embraced from media, from others, but I don't really know what those people are going through. They can have beautiful six-pack and be miserable within themselves, but I have so many things I can be grateful for, and you start actually rewiring it, giving a different response and balancing it. It's okay, you don't resist the bad thought, but your job then to find the equal amount of positive thoughts afterward. Because if you only do the negative thought about your body and yourself, you're not rewiring anything. But little by little, if you start balancing that, at least going into 50-50, that starts a different, invisible process. That's already a different pattern. And the whole journey of life is, first we create the pattern. In a lot of people, the first pattern is unconscious. Second, becoming aware of unconscious pattern. And then the third step is to creating something new based on your awareness of the existing pattern.
Do you think that by thoughts only we can actually make the body better? Like, can those muscles come together just if I think positively about my body all the time? Mm-hmm. Or do you think it's something that can be done?
It can be done once you once you fully let it go. Once you stop being concerned about it, it can be done.
Did you have something with you as an example of that?
Well, yeah. I mean, with my knee, it was a life-changing injury, and the doctor says that my life will never be the same, and it's my knee will never be how it was before, and it will impact the way I walk and things like that. And now when I go for my follow-up appointments, he can't believe it. He can't believe the way it healed. But how it was is that I was not in resistance to my injury. I embraced that circumstance as a gift. The level of awareness that was brought by this injury, by this accident into my life was so much more important than the potential that I might not be walk the same. You know, it's like you can either see it from poor me state or, wow, this is a gift. This is a gift, everything. And probably this is a gift for you, you just don't see it yet. And the miracle will happen when you start seeing it as a gift.
Actually, if not, if it didn't happen to my belly, I wouldn't start the YouTube channel and I wouldn't become a blogger, because when I started it, I was depressed after giving birth, and I had to lay in bed for 2 months in one position on my back because my pelvis also went apart, like the bones, I mean. And I was in quite bad state of mind, and I didn't have any friends who already gave birth to share it, and actually this condition of mine is quite rare. And then I started to I watched some bloggers on YouTube who just like mom bloggers who told about babies, and I even couldn't take care of my baby myself. My husband, ex-husband, helped me with that a lot, and I'm very grateful for that. But once I decided that I want to make a video, because maybe there are people out there, women who had the same problem and who have the same feelings, and in that video I told what I'm going through right now, and I just showed this bell, which looked much worse than now after birth, and I got so much feedback from that video. And then even doctors in Ukraine, it's like 10 years ago almost, didn't know what was diastasis and how to cure it. And I bought online courses from English-speaking countries and trainers, and translated those exercises into Ukrainian, actually Russian. I that time was doing channel in Russian, and I've made a whole like group of women from different countries who had the same problem, and I was showing those exercises and different cosmetic things to do with your belly from stretches, and my channel got a lot of followers quite quickly, and that's why now I'm in this sphere, like a blogger for 10 plus years, and I think if that didn't happen, I wouldn't become...
Be where you are right now.
Yes, so I see this as from one side, positive experience, but I still have this belly thing which I'm concerned about. Though in the US, and now when I'm thinking more about that, I'm accepting it more, but I can't say I did it fully.
You know, it all comes down to being strongly identified with your physical self. I know for me, sometimes I even forget that I have a body. And I forget how I look sometimes, especially when I'm by myself and not in a social circumstances. That's the whole point. I want to dwell in that state of being where I'm not identified with my physical self, because physical self it's just a tool for me. It's a tool to give certain frequency of energy to the world that's required right now for human beings. So I'm just using my physical vessel. When I'm in social setting, of course, like I will decorate it like a Christmas tree, because otherwise people probably would have so much judgment towards me that it wouldn't be inspiring for them to hear what I have to say. So it's almost like I use it as a tool to do what my soul wants to do. And it was a journey for me to get there. A journey where awareness becomes more dominant than physical self or mental self. So don't rush to get there, because it can also be scary. If you start thinking about it from your level of perception, it's like, what do you mean you don't feel your body? Do you mean you're dead? Because that's what happens when we exit the physical plane. We just become disembodied, right? So it's a journey, and I think you will be able to heal once you really start loving the way your tummy is right now. Because the healing frequency, the only healing frequency that you want your cells to receive is love. So one exercise that you could do for yourself and for everyone who is struggling with fully accepting their bodies and falling in love with their bodies, as soon as you start thinking unpleasant thoughts about your body, you ask yourself, it's just a simple question. Right now, is it loving to myself to have this thought about my body? And that's the only thing you need to do. You just start noticing, become aware of these thoughts, and you ask yourself this question. No, it's not loving. So then I'm not sending the health energy to my cells. How am I expecting them to behave differently? If I'm sending them resistance energy and not accepting energy, how I am accepting them to perform the way I would want to. Like, it's not fair, right? Yeah, so do that exercise. Is it loving to myself to have this thought right now? And just be in silence for a couple minutes. And it will start a different pattern.
Thank you. I'll practice that for sure. Okay, I think if you have other questions concerning your appearance and how to accept your body, please leave them in the comments below, and we can make another episode about that. And actually, if you have any questions to Mira, also please leave your comments below. And we are also doing lives on Instagram. One of them was last week, and where we answer your questions, both from those that you left on Instagram and even in person if you join us live. So subscribe for our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Telegram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And we will be happy to see you in person live.
Not in person, I mean, we can't see many people in person.
I mean, in the live video,
in real time.
Right. Yes. So thank you for watching, and subscribe. Bye-bye.